Yeah. Oh, good. I can't hear you yet. You're still muted.
Not too bright, am I?
Oh, it's all good. This whole like mute, unmute thing, I've tried changing it in the settings and I haven't been able to get there.
How is the house hunting going?
Oh, it's going. Yeah, for sure. So we're on to our third strike for
Oh,
offers.
it just means something's better there, but yeah, that's hard when you're excited.
Totally. Yeah, I think that like, when we started to really look at it from hindsight, because that's the thing is that you get really excited and then the market's all like hyped up and these kinds of things. And then when you look back, you're like, oh, I think the angels saved us there. So
It doesn't seem like it, but I mean, I know what I went through job-wise for 6 years, and then you end up in a little slice of heaven. It's hard, and I don't want you to have to wait 6 years, but I remember thinking, "But I was a shoo-in. I was perfect."
I
Well, now
know.
I am right where I belong. It worked out. It's
Yeah.
just hard at the time, and I feel so bad for you.
Oh, it's all good. We got an RV. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah. And like, we're not really getting kicked out of this place either. So
yeah,
that's kind of nice. So it'll work out. It's just one of those things. You just go through the process and go through the process.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it'll come.
How's your music going?
Good. I always have a lesson on Tuesday nights at 8. So I thought I'll stay in here for the good hour and 3/4, and then I'll have to get out but I'm still picking up a lot. I get a lot out of your classes.
Awesome.
So I still I'm practicing a lot, but I'm not playing with anybody, and I'm thinking you guys can't either.
Yeah, we've been pretty non-musical and just focusing on like, on other things until we can kind of get back to playing shows again because that's where our passion really is.
Yeah.
But we've got lots of songs. We've got an album that's been sitting in the banks too that we're ready to
Okay.
release. Yeah. Well, I'm
So
gonna
you
let
got an
Jen.
album. That'll be kind of neat.
Yeah, for sure. It's like all of our new songs. We recorded it down in Colombia when we were there last year.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm gonna let Jen in as well. Hello. Still connecting. How are you doing, Jen?
I'm well, thank you. And you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Yeah, beautiful weather.
Yep, just had our vaccine shot today, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, how are you feeling?
Not bad. I had a bit of a headache this afternoon, but I laid down and I'm fine. So
Awesome. Which microchip did you get?
we got Moderna here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm on the list. I'm registered. Yeah, they can
Uh,
jab me like anytime. I'm so ready.
well, it's a community vaccine, right? Vaccinations here. So that makes a difference because everybody is lined up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad that they're doing some of the like remoter communities and those kinds of things first. So,
Well, especially with apparently all the people from Whistler who have the COVID variant are showing up here.
oh,
Yep. That's what they, so we all
Whereabouts
need the
do you live?
protection we can get, right?
Jen,
totally.
whereabouts do you live?
And you clue it.
Okay, yeah. Oh, for crying out loud.
Yeah, we have tourists by the carloads here.
What the double H?
Yeah.
I understand, but
No, I don't understand.
it went kind of crazy too at Whistler, and then they came and skied at Red Mountain where I live.
Yeah,
I live in Fruitvale, and Red Mountain's like world class. Oh,
that's
for
right.
crying out, and now it's in our little area. And
We, yeah, I don't, my brother said that and my brother's a contractor, and he had a fellow contractor that's supposed to be following up on a job that he was doing. And he says, yeah, he says, they were in Tofino, and they had to leave their holiday there because, and I'm going, you're holidaying in Tofino? Yeah, because COVID broke out. And now he has to isolate for 2 weeks before he goes to that island. And I went, he deserves it.
I don't understand the holiday thing. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see their kids at the Christmas and the Thanksgiving and the Easter, and you don't because you can't. And these others go on holidays. Oh my!
I haven't seen my grandchildren except on Zoom.
I'm so crabby about that. I just don't
Yeah.
get it.
It's hard. It's really hard. Everybody has different like comfort levels and like, different levels of responsibility and, all of these kinds of things. So yeah, it's a tough one
Yeah, it's very challenging.
for sure. Hi, Lena. Hi, Cindy. How are you guys doing? Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, I said, all right, I'm doing okay.
Oh, nice.
How are you?
Good. Yeah. Beautiful sunny day.
Oh,
you
nice.
know? Yeah. It was about like 15 today, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Almost t-shirt weather.
15. Oh my God, no.
I
I guess that's why I moved to Arizona. That's way too cold. I would say t-shirt weather for me is about 25.
Okay.
Maybe not even. I like it to be about 30.
Oh wow. Yeah, 30's way too hot for me. My temperature is somewhere between like 18 and 22.
Oh gosh, mine starts at 27.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Hey.
And then it goes up till about 34.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you get me over 30 and I'm just like, oh, bring me the air conditioning.
Yeah, I don't need the air conditioning in Arizona yet. I've heard several people running it in the apartment building I'm in, but I don't need it. I just need the heat.
Oh, wow. Well,
I
I'm
couldn't
glad.
live there, yeah. Hard on me and temperature wise.
For sure. Hi, Carolyn. Welcome. Hi, Lanny. How are you? Awesome. Cool. Well, I think that this is everybody. So, did anybody practice last week? Crickets. Okay, cool. No problem. So today we're going to be talking a bit about card reversals. And then one thing that I'm noticing that's a bit of like, the pain point of the group is that everybody really loves their books. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about intuitive reading. And so the goal is to get you off that book and just get you into your own heart, your own spirit connection, and just to allow things to unfold from there. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about that today as well, so that you can start to combine your own intuitiveness with the meanings of the cards. Okay? Sound good? Awesome. Lenny.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I feel bad for someone if we're going off into rooms again,
Okay.
because I didn't join your teachings until the court cards. So when it comes to like the numbers, 1 to whatever, and all the different suits, I'm completely lost. I've been trying to learn this week, but I have so many other things going on. So even last week when I did the split into the room, I haven't heard back from Andrea. We were supposed to tell each other what we came up with.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say that up front.
No problem. Well, today I'm going to invite you to forget about all of your tarot knowledge and just look at the pictures of the cards. So when we're reading intuitively, we're not wanting to go on any kind of knowledge base. I'm going to show you some like little tips that we can talk about that are going to help you to like when you do get stuck in a card, right? What happens if you don't know the meaning of the card and like you're doing a reading for somebody else, right? So instead of going like, oh, I need the book, like, we're going to work on some really simple things that you can do to just allow the flow to come forward. And it's a lot easier than you think. That's the beautiful part. So like, don't think, Lanny, that you have to have like, all of that knowledge. Let's focus on the intuitive part of the reading. Okay, beautiful. So any other questions before we begin?
Andrea.
Yeah,
you're gonna
I
be
just
on-
want
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
go, Carolyn.
Okay, I was just gonna say I'm gonna be on and off video because I'm running in and out of the kitchen and I don't want to distract people. So,
Okay.
but I'm here and I can hear everything.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks
And-
for letting us know.
I just wanted to say for Lanny, something I did, like I love tarot, but something I did and I got off eBay. Andrea may say, no, don't go that route, but I just want to show you. These cards show, they write what the purpose is, reversed, or
Neat.
it's just like if you do a card of the day before you go to work, like I'm trying to get the hang of it, it'll start to stay. And this might not be the answer. Andrea's going to have better advice, but these are on eBay and they've got the reasons, etc. in there for
Yeah.
just a thought. But I
Yeah.
won't use these tonight. I'm going to use my old Hanson Roberts deck.
Oh, that's the best one. I love the Hanson Roberts.
I do too. I've had these since I was very young.
Yeah.
And I can't, they're just everything. I
Oh, mine.
love these.
Yes, same deck. I love it. It's the best.
It's the best one.
Do they
Beautiful.
still sell that one?
Pardon me?
Do they still sell it? I haven't seen it. in a
I
while.
don't think so. And
Oh,
and I won't
see.
even loan these out. They're too special. I've just had them since I was a young person and I can't let go.
Me too. They're the ones I've used for many years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. You guys have that in common. That's awesome. Yeah, for sure. So there's nothing wrong when you're learning to take that approach, Gail. Like nothing wrong at all, right? Because like what you're doing is that you're using them as a study guide, right? The other thing that you can do is there's tons of tarot apps out there as well.
Yeah.
So like, that way if you're like, waiting in a grocery store lineup, because like the lineups have been a little crazy, you can get out your tarot app on your phone and, do a little reading and like read the meanings, like, these kinds of things. So anything that just like helps you to get more comfortable. That's like, that's the main thing. Cause like, I know it's kind of daunting, hey, picking up this deck and there's like 78 cards and it's just like, what do they mean? And like, the thing is they mean whatever you need them to mean. Right? Because I think what happens is that because like, we can go into left mind, we think that there has to be, this is the logical system and this is the only way that this works, right? But you can absolutely use them as like oracle cards, right? Where it's like not about what the logical meaning is or what you've read in a book. It's just what you're picking up from the card. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be doing some group readings too, so that everybody can get more comfortable with that. So just to start, we were going to do some smudging. So I've got my Palo Santo here, and this is one of the ones that I picked up when I was down in Ecuador because I love this stuff. And so for smudging, what you do, this one, like Palo Santo is a little bit harder to get going. So you may have to like hold the lighter on it for a little while until you start to get a little bit more of the red. Oh, there we go. Up. Awesome. And then it starts to go on its own. So the nice thing about this one is that you don't get a whole ton of smoke, right? It has like a little bit of a softer smoke. And then what I like to do is I like to take the cards and I just like to run the cards through the smoke. So who can tell me a way to be able to clear their cards?
And then
Yeah,
you
knock
hold it
on
on
'em.
here, vibrate.
Put vibrations, absolutely, for sure. You can blow on them. You can do the om. So like, there's many different ways to tune in your cards. And so I just really like Palo Santo, and I also like to smudge myself too, so that I'm not bringing in any sort of like extra energy into the reading. So Palo Santo's awesome. I really love it. If you have like super sticky energy, that's when you want to bring out the big guns. So this is sweetgrass. And again, it can really go like the more sticky energy, the more flames you're going to get. So just be aware, especially if you haven't cleansed your house in a while, that you might get a whole bunch of smoke going to begin with. I've been clearing quite a bit lately. So like, you can see that we've got about this much. smoke that's happening. And then of course, what you want to do is just make sure you have water close by when you're clearing as well, just in case, because we don't need any houses to burn down. And as we were talking about as well, please make sure that your crystal balls aren't in the sunlight coming into the summer months, because they can be a beautiful prism to light many fires. So you want to make sure that they're in a shady spot. Awesome. So we've got the cards cleansed. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to open up the energy. So the way in which we do this is that we just take a moment, like, with a prayer. So the prayer that I like to use is at this time, we'd like to call in our spirit guides, our guardian angels, and our ancestors that are working towards the greatest good of humanity. We're going to take a moment and ask the Akashic records be open and that we connect with the loving divine energy that created us all. And I set the intention that all the messages that come through today be of love, light, healing, and accuracy for the greatest good of all. So again, we're opening up, right? So another little trick, if you find that your mind's getting chatty, is to take your little ego self, like visualize taking your little ego self and like put her in a box and close the lid. Okay. She'll get out on her own afterwards. So you don't have to worry about that. But it's just a really nice way of kind of like getting your own thoughts and chatter out of the way and just stepping into spirit. So if you're in fear mode or you're overthinking or overanalyzing or feeling like, or just saying to yourself, I can't do this, you're in ego mode. Okay. So again, you just take your little ego self, put her in a box, close the lid, and just open and invite spirit to come forward. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go on to the presentation here. Take a moment to get going and present. And it should start any moment now. And once again, let's try this. Oh, here we go. Are you guys seeing that okay? Awesome. So here we go. So we're in part 2, tarot reversals. And we're going to do intuitive reading today as well. So card reversals. This is a controversial topic when it comes to the tarot world, because there's some people that are like, yes, you have to read reversals. And there's other people that are like, no, you don't need to read reversals. So again, like following up with the idea of choices, it's a choice that we can make when we're reading cards. The advice that I'd give is like stick to the upright meanings until you really know those meanings. And then after that, then you can play around with some different ways to apply the reversals. But for today, we're going to go over this anyways. So to read reversals or to not read reversals, that is the question. So to read reversals, some people say that you get a greater depth of information because of course you have the 78 cards and the reversed meaning will usually be the opposite of what the card is. So that could possibly open up more information. Some people say that you get more direct answers this way. So again, the choice to read reversals is that you're having to learn another 78 meanings. Yay! The choice not to read reversals, and you can do like a really awesome tarot reading without reading the reversals. Okay, I really need you to know that. So some of the arguments to not read reversals is that there's already a pretty equal balance of positive, negative, and neutral cards within the tarot. So like reversing them is unnecessary because putting them all in the upright will give you the answers that you're seeking. So part of this too is another 78 cards is a lot to learn. So it's nice when you can be able to skip that. My belief with to not read read reversals is that the tarot card combinations will give you a lot of information. And so that's what we're going to be talking about next week, is how to put the meanings of two cards together. So for my personal preference, I choose to not read reversals, but to pay attention when a card is reversed and when that comes up. Any questions about this? Anything else that you've heard about reversals? No, okay. Yeah, Rena.
This is just a comment on what I've learned about reversals way back when I was in high school, when I first was studying, esoteric stuff. And my system that I learned from reversals came from just reading about, not that I study or pay attention to this anymore, but the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and all that, Yeats and Mathers, who created the Rider Waite, or Edward Waite, who created the Waite deck and all that. Anyway, so I thought they were the authority. So I just went by their system, and I just did that all my life without knowing there was any other choice. So it works okay. It's basically, you only get a reverse card if swords and pentacles apparently are opposites, so they clash, and you get a reverse meaning if you have a pentacle between two swords, or if you have a sword between two pentacles. And the same is true with the wands and cups. And because I guess fire and water. So if you get the cup in between two wands, then it's red reverse, and the wand is red reverse if it's between two cups. And that's the only time I've ever used reversals. So they don't come up too often, which means that I got to look those ones up, because I usually don't know the meanings sometimes of those. But so that is kind of a pain. But I just have done that all my life. And sometimes, like, because I've been consistent and thought that's the way it was, it works for me. I'm not saying it would work for everyone, but that's another option. They call it the dignity system. I don't know why they call it that. I can't remember. I was pretty young when I started messing around with tarot cards. So
Cool. We'll have to check that out. That's a new one for me. I mean, it's endless, right? Because people have been studying the tarot cards since the 1300s. So, like, there's like Levi or Levy. I'm not sure what the proper pronunciation is. Like Thoth, like Aleister Crowley, and like what he put forward. I mean, there's so much information, and like every occultist will have a slightly different take. And that's why I really invite you to just find what works for you, and don't think it's because you're taught a certain way that you have to stick with that, or if that way works, then stick with it. Absolutely.
Yeah, Crowley was a member of the Golden Dawn as well. It's basically the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Their whole,
Cool. Yeah, the occultists, the original occultists.
Yeah, I just thought that was the only way, so I just did that.
Hey, that's great, because like what happens is that you program your cards to read the way that you want them to show up. Yeah. And then they start speaking your language because you're in tune with what they're having to say. So yeah, that's awesome. So we're going to do card reversals the easy way, okay? Just to really keep things simple. So when we are taking a look at the possibilities of like reversals in the cards, so we can take a look at the upright position. So when cards are coming upright, we're assuming that the energy is flowing, that these are events that are happening right now or that the person is aware of. We're assuming that it's like a yes kind of feeling, right? It has more of an external feeling coming forward. And so it's also that light concept versus the shadow. So when the card comes up reversed, possible meanings are that the energy is blocked, right? So let's take a look at the Temperance card in the bottom corner there. So can anybody tell me what the Temperance card means, or gain a word or keyword that comes forward by looking at this picture? You can just shout it out.
Patience.
Yeah. So in the case of like the Temperance card coming up reversed, we can apply the 3 N's. So if it comes up reversed, this could mean that the person has no patience, that they're not being patient, or they need to cultivate more patience. Make sense? Cool. So let's take a look at the Empress card. So what does the Empress card mean?
Nurture.
Pardon me, Cindy?
Nurture.
Nurture, absolutely, right? So if the Empress card is coming up reverse, maybe the person needs more nurturing. Maybe they're not receiving the nurture that they need, or there's like no nurture that they're giving something or giving a project. And so when we're dealing with the Empress card, we're also talking about the mama, right? So if the mama comes up reverse, maybe that person's having some challenges dealing with their mother. Right? So what we see is that, like, perhaps the energy is blocked. And if somebody is like, going through challenges, then like, the energy is blocked. And so it's like, how do we remove this blocked energy? The other thing that comes up for me quite often is that it's a future possibility. So if the card comes up reversed, it's because it hasn't happened for that person yet. So essentially you could read that as being blocked by time. Right? Some people like read it, especially in a yes, no kind of a spread, they would read the reversal as a no. So they would read that more as a negative. The other way of looking at this is kind of like the internalization. So maybe that person with the Empress is not feeling nurtured. Right? Maybe they're not picking that up, that's coming forward. And also with the light versus the shadow, which we'll talk about in the court cards, it could be talking about, again, like, the challenging relationship with their mother. So with like reversals, we're able to kind of get more information or to see how the energy is flowing. So it is good to pay attention when they come up, because like they're wanting you to pay attention to them. That's why they're showing up in a weird way. They're like, look at me, look at me. So even if you just give a little bit more weight to the reversed cards that come forward, that's also going to allow you to be able to focus on the information that's coming forward from that card. So let's look at the Chariot. And what does the Chariot mean? Keyword.
I think travel.
Travel. Action. Cool.
Forward.
So if this came up in a sense of somebody's work and it came up reversed, what would you think that maybe that would mean then?
No movement. You're not moving in that job.
Absolutely. Or maybe that their job is great, but they need the action, right? So it's just another way of being able to look at it. So also if we look at the Chariot as like control, right? So if like the person's like in control, they're sitting in the driver's seat and like that card is like coming up like, straight and upright. If they're feeling like they're not in control of things, then it would come up like, reversed, or maybe they need to be in control. Maybe they're a control freak, right? And it comes up reversed. It's like, God. And so that would give you that information. So the High Priestess, Cindy, what do you think about the High Priestess? What do you feel from her?
Well, I just know because I read about it. So it's like intuition and feelings, balance. That's what to me, when I look at it, it looks like balance.
Beautiful. So if it comes up reversed, then what would the meaning be?
Something's unbalanced in your life, maybe, or you need to be more intuitive in your life, or aware what's around your surroundings, because black and white, maybe, everything's not one way, it's not black or it's not white. It could be, two sides of each item, or whatever you're looking at, how you look at it. That's how I see it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you can see how simple this is. And so we can get into like the super complicated versions, but again, then it's like, not allowing you to read it intuitively. And so just by putting in the 3 N's, that it's like, no balance, needs balance, not paying attention to their intuition, it like allows us to be able to get a little bit more in-depth information. Which is fantastic. Cool. So I'm gonna get everybody to we're gonna pull some cards next, and we're just gonna pull one. So I'm gonna get you to give your cards a little shuffle. And I want you to, when you pull your card, I want you to think of the topic. So I want you to give the card an intention. Do you want to know about work? Do you want to know about a partner? Do you want to know about a kid? Give your card the intention. Awesome. Cool. So let's start with you, Lanny. What card did you get?
The 3 of Wands.
Ooh, and was it coming upright or reversed for you?
Upright, and the top of it says virtue.
Beautiful. So what does that mean to you for the 3 of Wands when you see that image? What intuitively, what feeling do you get from it?
Well, I was asking about my financial future.
Oh.
This looks like it's going to be great.
Awesome.
Okay.
Absolutely. And like the 3 of Wands is a part about creative self-expression. So the more creative you get, the better your financial future. So you can really put those two together. So if the 3 of Wands came up reversed, then maybe it would talk about not being on your financial path that you wanted to be on, right? That image in particular has like a path, or not expressing yourself in the path. But I'm glad it came up reversed for you. That's awesome. Jan, what card did you pull, and what's your topic?
Okay, I have to hit the right one. I got the 3 of Swords and I got it reversed.
Okay.
My topic was whether I'd get a new home. So I take it as not the top.
Well, okay, so 3 of Swords. Do you want to hold up the card so that everybody can see it?
Yeah, it's so to me that is when it's funny because I was looking at that one just yesterday. That one is, to me, because the swords are piercing the heart and the raining, which is the tears. So I see this as a conflict at this time with everything around, the potential of a new home. So.
Okay. So anybody else get a feeling about the 3 of Swords?
Okay. I just see heartache. Like when you say that, I just think it's heartache for what you're hoping for.
It's not as bad because it's reversed. If it was upright, it would be not that great, but reversed meaning means it's tempered down a lot.
Yeah, I think that to me, I just see it as, not to be rushed, because I have 2.5 years. I have to keep that in mind. I don't have to be rushed.
Beautiful. Awesome. All right. Lena, what card did you pull, and what's your topic?
Oh, my topic is what's blocking me from studying. Why am I not studying more? Okay. And yeah, I got the 5 of Swords, which totally makes sense. Is this one? Oh, I don't know. My virtual screen might not show.
Oh, there we go.
But anyway, yeah, totally. It's a person just kind of getting away with stuff and not really doing what they're supposed to be doing, kind of cheating, maybe playing too many computer games instead of studying. Yeah, it's not a surprise to get this card. Well, I kind of know what's blocking my studying. I'm being a little lazy.
Isn't it supposed to be an anxiety card?
That's the way I read it.
Is it an anxiety card? Like you're supposed to do that, but it's giving you anxieties, and so you're avoiding it.
Oh yeah, well, Well, actually, it's been the whole COVID thing and not getting out that's given me the anxiety. So I've been escaping by going to an online game where I can meet people, because otherwise I'm in complete isolation. But I mean, it kind of took over a little more than I would like to have had it done.
Mhm.
So anyway, yeah, there is anxiety, but I am suffering from anxiety for not studying. I just don't know how to. I used to be such a good student, so bothering me.
Hey, Jen, would you pull a card for Lena about how to focus in her studies?
What, you want me
Any
to pull a
help?
card?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a card. Oh, Knight of Wands.
Okay. So what does that feel like to you?
Who, me?
To Jan.
Oh, okay, good.
See? Well, the Knight of Wands has, this, he's got all those salamanders and which is, a symbolism of fire. And I see him going places, he's proud, he's going places. And I just see it as a moving forward card.
Yeah, I feel I'm on the
Does that make
precipice
sense?
yeah, I feel like I'm just on the precipice of bursting forward, and I do feel like that. It's been building.
Beautiful. Yeah, like that Knight of Wands guy, he's like a take action card. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
just all about getting out there and just like getting her done.
Yeah.
I find that the wands, are gentler than the swords. The
Mm.
swords is getting out there and wham, wham, wham. But the wands is, yeah, I'm powerful, but I'm more gentle about it.
The swords have a little bit of an edge to them, which makes them hurt
Yeah.
at the same time as taking action, I think. A little.
For sure. Whereas like fire, if you were holding up like a big fire torch and somebody was like holding it
Mhm.
towards you, it wouldn't necessarily like cut you, right? But it might
Yeah.
scorch you a little bit, but you would probably move, right?
Yeah, you have more of a chance.
For sure. All right, Cindy, what card did you get?
I got the 10 of Swords. Everybody can see? I can't see. So anyway, it's there. I was asking if I was still going to get my beach property that I want. And the first thing when I pulled it up, I'm like, oh, completion is going to be happening. That was my first thought. Maybe because I want it to be that way. Then when I know what it means, it probably says accept whatever happens and move on. Or does that mean stop the thought pattern? So I don't really know now because I'm taking it personally, like when you start wanting something and then you pull it out and that's my thought, my first thought, then I'm wondering if that's, then I'm questioning it now. I'm like, does that actually really mean that? Or does it, do you go with your first impression or then you start looking at it and guy's all stabbed up and
Always
know.
go with your first impression. Always.
Oh, really? Always?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
okay.
Because like what happens is your mind will get in there and start overthinking the crap
Yeah.
out of it.
Exactly what I did. I was beating it now, and I'm like, more I sat on, I'm like, okay, I better stop looking at it.
So Carolyn, can you pull a card for Cindy about how she can get her beach property?
It is the 6 of Cups.
6 of Cups.
Wow.
6 is all about heart and emotion. The cups are about emotion and feelings. So I would say following your heart. Yeah, following your heart.
Did it come upright?
Yeah.
Oh, did. Oh.
I really like the Six of Cups too, because it can represent sharing. So maybe somebody else is going to share their beach property with you.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Actually, it is my brother and my mother. Yeah, that was the plan. That's the plan, so we could actually have something together.
Oh, beautiful.
So that's pretty right on. Thank you.
That's funny because when I was looking at the picture, I was drawn to the two people that are together, and I read that as a brother or sister. So.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Thanks.
See how much you can get just by looking at the picture?
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? It's just like it stimulates things, and then you start to get creative, right? And you're like, ooh, that could be this and that could be that. And like what happens is that the story just weaves together. Has anybody here ever done improv before?
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
so it essentially, like, a tarot reading is a little bit like improv, right? You never want to end the conversation, right? So like, you never want to say no, but you want to say yes, and this is going on, right? Because as soon as you say no, it couldn't possibly be that, bam, the energy closes, right? But if you say yes, and you're keeping the energy up and you're allowing it to be able to flow. So really watch the word no in sessions. And again, it's all about asking the right question, right? So like, when we shifted the question, because when Cindy asked the question, she was asking, like, am I going to get my beach property, right? And then we changed the question and we asked, how can Cindy get her beach property? Right? And like all of a sudden a new path like started to form from there. So if you do find that you get a card like the 10 of Swords, that is like, it's like blah, kind of thing, like it feeling like, there's kind of like a deadness there, change the question. And slight shifts in questions will bring you a totally different answer. And so that's a really beautiful thing that you can do. Awesome. So Gail, what card did you pull?
I got the 9 of Rods.
Okay.
And I was asking about someone's health. And to me, I looked at that. My first thought is it's a battle.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but my first thought was, okay, this person has to really fight for this situation.
Awesome. And did it come up reversed or upright?
Upright.
Okay.
Upright.
Awesome. So 9 of Rods, that's 9 of Wands, I'm assuming?
Yes. Yes.
So 9 of Wands, anybody know the 9 of Wands? It has a major arcana correlation. It's the 8 in the major arcana.
Oh.
It's the one after the Chariot. It's before the Hermit.
Strength.
Oh.
Yeah. Strength card for sure. So I would say that's a pretty good sign. They're not giving up.
Courage. Keep
I
going.
would
Right?
think 9 as being on guard and making sure, watching out just for any signs that something will go wrong. Not that anything has gone wrong, but they're on guard. They're vigilant. And while they're vigilant, they can't move as much.
Yeah. For sure. Beautiful.
Well, you wrote in one of the prior to the to this course, you write at the bottom of it, a note. You said, overcome the inner beast. So I was wondering, maybe with you, Gail, or maybe with the person you're thinking about, is it you're stressing with the inner beast with you because you want this person to be better in a way, and the person may be doing the same thing to overcome whatever is happening to them too. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's great. How does that feel, Gail?
Good. Yeah. No, she's Cindy's spot on.
There's something that Lena said, a thought passed in my mind. I have to tell you, sometimes we have to be still to heal. So if you feel that person, like she was saying, is not moving much, but sometimes we have to be still to heal. And that could be that moment that they're just healing.
Aw, beautiful. See all the, look at that. That's like a full reading, right? So that's beautiful. Like it's really that simple. Okay, so who is next? Carolyn, have you pulled your card yet?
Yes, I have the 8 of Wands.
And is it upright or reversed?
It's reversed.
Okay.
Yeah. So, oh, and it was around relationship.
Okay.
So I read it as, well, mastery or a pattern that's being broken, I guess, maybe. Of, I don't know. I'm stumped.
Okay, so do you guys know the 8 of Wands? It's the image with the 8 wands that are kind of moving across the card. And so wands,
Oh,
of
yes.
course, represent like fire and action, and 8s represent kind of the patterning. With the 8 of Wands, I think that, like, Carolyn, like for me, what it represents, the first thing that pops in is that you need some action.
Yes, that's for sure.
I remember from I memorized this card from one of the books that I used to read by Eden Gray, and I remember the 8 of Rods means the arrows of love make their mark or hit their mark. That's one of the lines verbatim from the book, actually. So it's not so bad.
It's upside down.
Oh, a reverse? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I'd have to look it up. Well, maybe you're needing the connection to come forward, right? Because it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just like, coming, like, it's just needing that to be, they're needing there to be a connection,
Right.
in order to move forward with it.
Yeah, and it could be the blocked energy too. Like there could be some block on my side around that.
Yeah.
Or is it misunderstandings or more communicating needs to be done? I don't know. Throwing it out there.
The word messaging comes in my head when I think about it. So I'm just wondering if the messages are being not coming through as, as they're not understanding your messaging, or you're not understanding their messaging. So there's like something just not quite gelling.
Interesting. Yeah, I've been communicating with somebody online, and then suddenly the communication just stopped, and now it looks like that person isn't on the dating site that I'm on anymore. Like they've taken themselves off. So it's like, no. But it feels like broken.
Sometimes a silence is a huge message all on its own.
For sure. Awesome. Did everybody get a chance to pull a card? Did I miss anybody? Okay, awesome. See, you guys are great at this. That's awesome. Cool. And we're going to do a little more practice around this, because I think that the practice part is like really, really important. Awesome. So court card reversals. So the really cool thing about court cards, so court cards, again, represent a person in our lives. They represent a persona that we take on in order to deal with a situation, or they can represent mastery, that like lessons that we're learning. So when we see a court card reversed, specifically, if it's coming in reversed, maybe that person isn't in their light right now. Right. And we also, the important thing to remember, like with people, is that no person is all good or all bad. Right. As soon as we start, like, putting people like, in like, you're a good person and like, you're a bad person with those labelings, we can get ourselves into a lot of trouble. But different situations can bring out the best in us. But on the flip side, they can also bring out the worst in us. So that's another way of being able to take a look at a court card when it specifically comes up reversed. The other cool things about court cards is they all have faces. So what you want to pay attention to or look at is, what is the face looking at, right? So if it's like kind of more like looking up, then you're going to want to check out what it's looking at and see that connection between the court card and the next card that's coming forward. And that's also going to help to give you some more information that comes forward. And again, it's just remembering sometimes we're just not our best selves, and sometimes we are. Awesome. Cool. So next part here. Awesome. So this is the part that we're going to work on tonight. And I thought that this would be a lot of fun. So the first, the main things to remember is to trust yourself, right? And express yourself. Because that is the key to reading is just finding the expression. So I'm going to challenge you to let go of the following phrases tonight. I'm sorry. I don't know, because it's okay. You don't have to. And so let go of those and just express yourself. Whatever you say or whatever you don't say, that's okay too. So the next part is trust the first thing that you feel. First thing that comes up, trust that first feeling that's there and go with that. And so you can take that feeling and then you can put it with what the image in the card is. And then most important, just be kind. If you see the death card come up in somebody's relationship, be kind. May not necessarily mean the relationship's over, but maybe they're going through a big transformation that is taking place. So we are going to talk about the three main clairs. Has anybody here heard of the clairs before? Yeah. Yes. Okay, fantastic. So the first one is clairvoyance. So this is clear vision. So when we have the gift of clairvoyance, and that's what tarot cards do, is tarot cards will open up the gift of clairvoyance. Why? Because we're working with pictures and imagery. And what we're doing is that we're taking this beautiful language of imagery and we're expressing it through our voices and we're bringing it into the world. So when we're doing our practice readings today, what we're going to do is take a moment. So again, we're going to everybody pick another card and pick a new topic. Okay. Oh, I still hear some shuffling, so I'll give you another second. We're good? Awesome. So Gail, let's start with you. What card did you pick and what topic?
Hang on, glasses, sorry. I got, Knight of Cups, and it was upright. And I was thinking about a work issue, just how things were going to go at work, because we have some movement. And my first thought was success for me. There was a situation today that I was a bit worried about, but when I look at this, I see success and they're fine with it. Beautiful. But maybe not. You'll have to give me your take.
Okay, well, the first thing is what's the first symbol that you see in the card? What's the first thing that kind of pops out for you?
Okay, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
He's on the horse. I guess the horse is the first thing.
Okay. Awesome. So Cindy, when you think about horses, what do you think about?
Movement. I think that is moving forward. Strong. It's a healthy thing, to me, they're moving forward. That's all I can.
Beautiful. Okay, Gail, what's the next thing that you notice?
The glass. He's got a fairly large glass in his hand, wine glass.
Ooh.
And that's when I just thought, they're happy. It's fine. They're fine. It's going to be fine.
Beautiful. So would you describe this as positive, negative, or neutral?
I think positive.
Beautiful. So you can see how much information that you can get out of that small interaction, right? And
Mhm.
so the other part that like, you know, that I'm going to get you to all to do is like take a moment. I want you to look at the cards and I want you to just take that, like that image. And then I want you to close your eyes and I want you to see that image again within your mind's eye. If you need to open your eyes again, look at the image, close your eyes and see the image. Awesome. And then what I'm going to get you to do is to take the card and just put it on your third eye. Yeah. So just hold it up there for a moment. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay, Jan, what did you get?
I got blue light.
Cool. And what was the card that you pulled?
So I have the 6 of the discs, pentacles. Yeah. So I thought it was kind of the first thing I looked at. When I first saw the card, I went, oh, this is good. And then, you know, and then I still feel that it is a good positive energy when I concentrate on it. Yeah.
Beautiful. And is
And
there
you're
a
going to
symbol?
wonder what I asked.
It's all good. Is there a symbol there that pops out for you?
The first thing that popped out to me were the pentacles, like the stars. That's what dropped out of me, and the gold. And then of course the giving, right? Because it's a giving card, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that's the first 2 things that I saw. Well, I should say together as I saw when I first looked at the card.
Beautiful.
Then afterwards I noticed, yes, there's the balance scale, but that's the first things. Mhm. To me, it means wealth. Yeah.
Yep. So anybody else know what the six of Pentacles means? Any other meanings? Jean got most of them.
I know.
That's awesome. Yeah. So it's a success card. So
Yeah.
like, you know, out of like, you know, all of the kind of the minor arcana cards, if you're looking for a yes card, the 6 of Pentacles is going to be your friend, especially if it comes up upright. The other one would be the 6 of Wands, because that means like, that's another like, yes, this is happening. Beautiful. Okay. So the next that we're going to move on to is we're going to talk about the clairsentience. So this is clear feeling. So how this manifests for people is that it's always really different. I find a lot of people that have done Reiki are like, this is the first thing that opens up is the clairsentience. So what it is that you start to get weird feelings in your body. So like sometimes if I know I'm really like hitting something on the mark, I'll get goosebumps. You know, I'll get that tingly kind of like feeling. Sometimes it can be like a wave of hot or like a wave of cold. And that just helps me to feel, yes, I'm on the right track. Like, yes, this is something that is working out. The other way that clairsentience works is that you'll feel different things in your body. So that's where like studying the chakras can be super helpful in helping you to determine what all these crazy feelings mean. And we'll get into that within another workshop. So with this one, what we want to do is you want to take the card and just hold it over your heart for a moment. And just like really think about just absorbing that energy through the heart. Beautiful. Awesome. So Lanny, when you did this over your heart, what are you feeling from this card?
I'm feeling a lot of love and good news. So I'll just say I asked about my health because I was having some trouble. My husband's had some trouble with his health over the past. He just went to the doctor today. And so my card was the 8 of Wands. And so it says swiftness. And it's got a male and a female looking at each other. They both have the 4 wands under each one of them. So my husband just started going to the gym a while ago after a bad accident that he had. And I just signed up this week with a nutritionist and someone that's going to lead me through an exercise program. So I feel like both of us are both equally going to be healthy to enjoy that virtue card there. Yeah. So it was very heartwarming. I felt yes, like that. This is exactly what I need. I've had plantar fasciitis, so I've had trouble walking, and it's like now I know that I can move forward.
Beautiful. Well done. Clairsentience. It's a beautiful one. So sometimes you'll just get a feeling from a card. And so you can just trust whatever feeling that is. Just trust it. So Lena, which card did you pick? And what was your situation?
I was asking about my love life, but I got the hangman, which basically just means that things are on hold and suspension. I did leave the dating line because I got to study, and it means the hangman also means sacrifice, and yeah, that's basically where I'm at. So it made sense.
Okay, and how does it feel for you? Like, where do you feel that in your body when you saw that card?
I thought, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's what I have to do. That's what I'm doing. I've already left the dating app and I have no contacts in my life right now, and I'm trying to clear everything. Yeah, I just have to go through it, and it is a time of suspension and sacrifice.
So what emotion would you attach to that for you?
Sigh.
Yeah. I find sounds actually work out very well in readings for whatever reason. Sometimes you don't have an exact name for what that feeling is, but if you're just like sigh, it feels like sigh, people are going to understand that, right?
Mhm.
So it's another expression that comes forward. Awesome. So the next one that we're going to do is the listening. So this is clairaudience. So with clairaudience, what we have to remember is that the voice that we're hearing, it's going to sound a whole lot like your conscience. So if you are somebody that has conversations in your own head with yourself, I personally do that all the time. You probably have a lot of clairsentience in there. So what it is that for this one, I just want you to take the same card and I want you to hold it over your ear this time. So just hold it over your ear, kind of like a telephone, like you're kind of talking to it. Awesome. So now I'm going to get you to put your little ego self in the box. Just take a deep breath and clear your mind. And just ask for any word to come forward. Beautiful. So who have it? Cindy, I think you're next. So are you hearing anything from that card? Is there anything that pops in for you? No.
Nothing.
Okay. All right, when you look at your card, so if you want to tell us the card and the situation,
It was King of Pentacles.
Okay.
It was upside down.
Okay.
I was asking how are my finances,
Okay.
and nothing.
Okay.
I'm
So
blank.
no problem. So what symbol then in the card stands out for you?
Well, of course, the pinnacle does. And
Okay.
when I did look at it first, but it was upside down, I could see to me, it was just so much in it. There's so much stuff in it, in this card, that I just it's just overwhelming. So I don't even know, I guess it was okay. I mean, that's the only thing I could say, I mean, I know, but see that maybe you shouldn't ask the question. You already know the question answer kind of to it.
It's nice to get confirmation. Mhm.
But if you were looking up the meaning of the King of Pentacles, doesn't upside down, doesn't it mean then does the right, looking at it right side up, doesn't that mean plentiful, the guy looks like he's like, yeah, I've got it all, man, you know. But then when you look it upside down, it looks like it's just nothing to me. It's just mangled. So I don't really how to take this card if it's upside down. I have not a clue.
Okay. So
I
does it-
don't hear anything. I don't feel anything. I don't,
well, you were feeling overwhelmed.
right on. I
Right?
am feeling
There-
overwhelmed.
Okay. And so are you feeling overwhelmed in your finances right now?
I never really put much to it. I think maybe if I'm thinking what I'm going to do with it, I feel overwhelmed with it, because, okay, so if I bring it back to what we were asking prior to it about if I was going to get a beach property, then you think about, okay, how are we going to purchase this? And then this card comes up and then it's like, it's overwhelming. So that does make sense that way. Because everything is so expensive now, and which everybody knows, and how is this going to actually fold out? How is this actually going to, so yeah, so it kind of makes sense. And do you go forward with this, and so I guess I figured it out as you brought it now to me, my attention.
So beautiful. So one thing to note with all these things, who here is a visual learner? So who here like learns by seeing? Okay, cool. Who here learns by doing? Like you see somebody do it and you do it at the same time. Awesome. Cool. Who here learns by sitting and listening and in an auditorium? There we go. Okay, Lanny, awesome. Cool. So what it is that the type of learner that you are will also perhaps be a connection to the type of intuitive that you are. So if you know that, that you learn well by listening, then you're really going to want to pay attention to your own inner voice. If you know that you learn by having hands-on and having a physical, you're going to really want to pay attention to the emotions and feelings. If you know that you're a learner that is like a visual person, then you're going to want to pay attention to what exactly is in this card? What symbol is there? How do I be able to bring this together and to be able to pick it apart from there? Awesome. So last but not least, Carolyn, what card did you pull and what topic?
The topic was health, and I pulled the 3 of Swords.
Okay.
And what I was drawn to, is the heart with the swords, but also her face I see is pouting. It's pouting. She's sullen kind of looking. Yeah, so I'm going through perimenopause, which is making me sullen and pouty. And I also relate to the heart as it's heartbreaking to give up some of my youth and beauty and all of that stuff that I don't know, it's just part of the process, I guess, but that's what I'm reading into the card anyway. And it's like her hand is held up, and I almost see that as waving goodbye. So yeah, and there's a feeling of loss. That's kind of the feeling that I get from the card. And I didn't really hear anything. So that's what I picked up.
Hey, beautiful. Yeah, no, you guys are nailing this, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do some practice. Okay. So that you can do this with a partner, and I want you to do exactly the same thing that we've been doing as a group. Okay. So just just pick pick one card for your partner this time. So instead of picking it for yourself, pick it for your partner and ask them their question or the situation that they want to read about, or topic, or any of these kinds of things, and pick one card. If you find that one card is I don't know, pick another card. Okay, and like, so like get a feel for what, like, what that card is. And so we're going to take about probably like 20 minutes, so I probably have time to go back and forth a couple of times so that everybody gets an opportunity to be able to share and to be able to read and also be read for as well. Yeah, absolutely. Do we have any questions about any of the stuff that we covered today? No, does it feel okay?
I have a question. You wouldn't actually hold a card up to your forehead when you're doing a reading, would you?
Yeah, why not?
Or was that just for demonstration purposes?
Yeah.
Gotta
Why
let
not?
go.
So should we just like pick one from the deck like we've been doing?
Yeah.
Like, okay. No.
And so, and remember, knock the energy out,
Oh,
right? Call in your energy, call in your guides, like, feel that sense of like of connectedness. And then just like, ask the person, okay, what topic would you like to cover? And then just pull a card from there. So we're just doing one card, keep it super simple, right? And then switch. And then after that, switch again if there's still time. And again, just read the card, go through like all of those steps, look at the pictures, get a feeling for it, like, these kinds of things. Because you
I
guys
just
got
have
this.
to sign off about 5 to 8. I'll have to get out of here, but I'll stay for as long as I can.
For sure. I'm going to call everybody back at 5 to 8 then. And that way you'll be able to stay and be a part of it. So I guess like we have, we have perfect numbers. Oh, this is amazing. Okay. So let's go into breakout rooms. I love when this works out like this. So we've got 3 breakout rooms. Beautiful. Jeanne and Lanny, have you guys worked together before? No? Okay. Carolyn and Lena, have you guys been together before? You guys were together last time? Okay, I'm going to, or no?
We're not together last time, but we're good friends. And we
Oh, okay, then maybe I'll mix it up. Just so that like, so room 3, and let's put Carolyn with Carolyn and Gail. Does that sound good? Have you guys worked together? Awesome. I love how like Lena and Carolyn, you guys both came in with braids today. Like that is like beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to call you back in about 20 minutes at about 5 to 8. Okay. And then we'll do a little like recap. If you have any questions as you go through the process, you can pop back into this room or you can send me a chat message and I'm going to be here. So if you need any help at all, I'm here to help you. Okay. Awesome. You can do it. You are psychic. You have the power. Here we go. Hi, Cindy. Oh, can't hear you, love. Hello, welcome back, Lena. Hello, Carolyn. The last two should be here in about 19 seconds, 18 seconds. And it brings everybody back. Carolyn, how was it?
Gail signed out, by the way, so she's gone.
Okay, no problem. I know she had to run. How was it for you reading, Carolyn?
How was it reading or getting a reading done?
No, like doing the reading yourself.
Doing the reading. Oh, it was fun. I mean, I had fun with it. I didn't remember any of the meanings, so I just forgot about all of that and just looked at the card and looked at the symbolism and stuff. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, I don't know how accurate it was, and the reversals kind of still tripped me up a bit. Like one of the cards that I pulled for her was the Queen of Wands.
Okay.
Queen of Wands reversed, and what I was reading into it was that the woman in the card looked contemplative. So I said that I thought she still had some inner work to do on this particular thing that she was asking about, relationship. And I don't know, that's just what came to me, but yeah.
Awesome. Good job taking a risk and putting it out there. You know, like you should be really proud of yourself. It's scary at first,
Yeah.
but it gets way easier. Absolutely. And how did you feel about getting read for?
Yeah, it was neat. Yeah.
Awesome.
I was trying to encourage her to not look at the book because she kept wanting to look at the book. And I'm like, no, don't look at the book. That's okay.
It's tough one to break. Once you get on the book train, you know, it's just a habit, right? It just becomes a crutch. So it's just like, you know, getting off the book.
Yeah, I had the Seven of Pentacles reversed for the first one of my cards. And she thought that was a positive card for finances.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool.
and then
Yeah, for
second
sure.
one was what was the second one? Oh, the Eight of Wands again. Same card, only this time upright for relationship stuff.
Cool. Yeah, those cards, those are called stalker cards. Cards that follow you around.
That one seems to be tonight.
Yeah.
It has a message for me, obviously.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Jeanne, how was it for you? I'm reading and getting read for.
We had a wonderful conversation. Yeah, I found that the card she pulled for me was one I totally related with, and related to where I've, you know, a positive affirmation of where I'm going. And then the card I pulled for her, I was able to, I know I just something else came in my head. I don't know. I just told her what I felt that it told me to tell her. So
Yeah, awesome. Good job. Was it scary at first?
No, because I've actually been concentrating a lot on understanding the cards. I know that you say reading, but I found a real nice little pocketbook of the tarot cards. And it really helped me look at it. It explained the card, like what it really meant in the symbols. And then it has a small piece what it could mean. So I think, like you say, understanding the symbols to me was the most important thing. So when I look at the card, I go, yeah, now I understand. Yes, it's holding the pentacle, but what does it mean? It's a spiritual thing, you know, like I see beyond what they probably told me to do in the book.
Beautiful. Amazing. Good job. Lanny, how was it for you?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I felt as soon as I pulled the card for Jeanne and with her question that it just came to me. And so when I was telling her what I felt and what I saw here, she nodded and agreed. And then when we switched spots, when I was telling her my question, like it really felt right in my heart with her answers. Yeah, that I'm sure I just look like a bobble doll, just going yap yap, yap yap.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing. Lena, how was the experience for you?
I thought it was really good. We both asked about health and we both got the same strength card as an answer. It was really bizarre how we both got, but it had different meanings because my health issues were based on like sort of hypochondria and hers are more real. And so but we both have the strength to overcome, or but I had another card pulled for me and she did a really good job, I guess, of interpreting it, and is a real natural at actually getting to the bottom of what is going on with me. And I thought that was really cool. And with her, she has like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say the other way, but anyway, let her have a chance to talk. But anyway, it was really good. She opened up some my eyes. We pulled through another card to add more, and hers was very different than mine. So yeah, she definitely helped me figure out what I got to do to let go of my stress that is associated with my health concerns, which is mainly, oh my God, do I have COVID again? Do I have COVID? Stuff like that.
It's hard,
Yeah.
It's really hard, especially in this, like you just don't know, right?
Yeah. And I can't get tested here because getting tested to see if you have COVID, if you do have COVID and test positive in the USA, it raises the premiums for the rest of your life by a lot. So I really don't want to get COVID or have a pre-existing condition is what COVID is. And so I don't really want to get tested, but I want to get the vaccine, but I don't want to get the vaccine while I feel like I'm having breathing difficulties and stuff. So I'm like, okay, like, yeah. So I kind of feel like I'm in a bind. Yeah, the United States sucks for so many things. Canada was much better in this department. Oh my gosh.
Yep. Advantages and disadvantages to everywhere that you live.
Yeah. It's too cold up there. I have to run the heat, and I just have to run the heat all the time. It just breaks me financially up there. Just warm, so therefore, give and take.
For sure.
Sometimes stress causes the breathing
Yeah,
issue.
that's what Cindy was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So it because you're breathing too narrowly. So, and then I just wanted to share with you, I've heard lots of positive things where people who even had COVID and had lasting effects from COVID, when they got their vaccine, they got better.
Oh, really?
So you have to, so you have to remember what the RNA vaccine is, especially the ones with the RNA, which is Pfizer and Moderna. It introduces the little bug in your body. It helps your body to identify the virus. And when your body can identify the virus, it can fight the virus.
Oh,
so that's really important to keep it. Yeah, it's really important to keep that in mind. Yeah. So because the COVID virus is a animal virus and our body cannot identify it. That's why people get so sick. And that's why it's like a plague, right? It's no different than what happened in, in the Spanish flu and stuff. So by having the introduction, that's why it's, I know that the AstraZeneca one does not introduce the virus. It's the other type of
I don't want to take
vaccine.
the AstraZeneca.
Yeah, so that's why it's, the RNA is important. It helps, it changed that little bug. Your body can identify it and give you a better fighting chance. So that's just my opinion because I've been reading everything on them. And
they just put Johnson and Johnson. Yeah, that one just went on pause, Johnson and Johnson. So I don't have any fear of getting that one, which I was kind of scared of getting. So good. Thanks for clearing that up. I didn't know. that you actually
Yeah.
could get better even if you were sick. But I don't think I'm sick. I think I have.
But that's what I
think
that's what I
have
hear from
hypochondriac.
people. Yeah. Yeah. Some people, it's been on the
Thanks.
news where people have actually been feeling better. So that's a thought. And you know, your anxiety causes you to feel unwell. Just keep that in your mind, because you're saying you're a hypochondriac, but I don't think you're necessarily hypochondriac. You're just anxious. And when you're
Yeah.
anxious, you bring things on. So it's good to even just check into it, look what the specialists say, but you'll find that if you can do that, you'll feel better about yourself.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's good advice.
Love
I
it.
felt
I
I had
really
to say
appreciate it.
something.
I appreciate that a lot.
And that's what happens in readings too, is that like magically people just come together that have like the other piece that person is looking for. This happens all the time. It's like, it's magical and like beautiful and brilliant, right? Like I love it. So Cindy, how was your experience with it? Oh, you're muted, darling. We can't hear you yet. Oh, it's not doing its thing, hey?
Oh, did I get it?
Yeah.
I think I got it now. Yeah, it was Lena. Everybody has health problems, no matter which way it is or whatever. I mean, just because mine is physical, and if it doesn't matter, I look at it as like, you know, if you can help yourself, you know, nobody else is going to actually can help you. My health reasons are a little different than from hers, you know, so I have to work with my, so she helped me, you know, to realize that I have the strength to overcome or get through my problem, to work with myself. So that was good. And then she pulled another card for me, which was the Queen of Swords. So that just confirmed that I'm smart enough to do it. I just need the power to do it. I need to work on my health issues. So she helped me in that way. So that was really good. And yeah, we had a good little talk later, and how to help each other, you know, to help with your own problems and stuff. So that turned out really good. So it was actually, it's kind of soothing when you have someone else to, you already know, I think, you know, in your mind, in your heart, you just have somebody to say, okay, you know, there are other ways to figure your issue or your problem with, you know, to help you get through life, you know. So I think that's great, you know, like we're doing right now. I think everybody here is pitching in a lot. I mean, doing it all together, I think this has been really good for all of us. You know.
Well, love to both of you guys. I'm so glad you were able to give each other strength. That's amazing. To me, that's what this is all about, right? Is that we're connecting to spirit, but we're connecting with each other. And we're making that heart connection. So I'm just, yeah, you guys got it. I'm so stoked. It's really amazing. So next week we're going to be talking about card connections. So when we take one card and we put it with another card, what happens is that those two cards have a relationship, right? So we're going to discuss that relationship between those two cards. And then we're also going to continue on with kind of the next level of intuitive reading as well. And I'm hoping that we're going to, for next week, we'll put together a little spread, and we'll work with that next week. This week, I just really wanted to keep everything like simple, so that like, you know, that you guys could really like build that confidence of knowing that like you guys got this, right? Because like that's the thing, is that the cards will just inspire something else to come forward, right? Whatever that is it a conversation? Maybe that conversation is really necessary for people to have. And so it's just like trusting that, it's just like staying in the moment and just being open and having that intention, like, you know, like I'm here to help you in whatever way I can. Yay, cool. Any other questions or comments or anything before we wrap up?
When are you going to do the numerology, the workshop that tells what the numbers mean and all that again?
So that is another workshop, but we're going to do the in the patterning workshop, we're going to be talking about story arcs. And so I'll be touching on numerology in that one.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's really cool when you start to take a look at some of the patterns that you're seeing, like in an overall spread. And it's like sometimes, like, you can know right away, oh, this person is right at the start of, like, this new cycle. Oh, this person is right at the end of this cycle. Oh, this person is right in the middle. So we're going to talk about numerology in relationship to story arc and how that fits together, and looking for those patterns within the cards. So we'll be touching a little bit on that at that time. But I do have a numerology workshop with the elements, but that was a couple months ago. So,
But I mean, earlier you did the suits and the numbers and all that kind of thing in this particular set of workshops, didn't you? Earlier?
That was
told.
the last time we did major arcana, and then we had a level 2 minor arcana course that we did that was intuitive journaling, and then before that I think it was the elements numerology.
Oh, okay. So it's all this kind of, it's part of the same connected workshops, but that was just a separate, or is it listed? I just for some reason thought this was like part 4 and I missed some of the other stuff, but actually that's separate?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, so I'll be having those ones again probably in the fall. My feeling is that once the weather gets nice, nobody's going to be at home sitting in front of their computer.
especially after we're all vaccinated.
Yeah, totally. So I'm going to be doing probably a couple like one-off workshops like coming up, because I really like, I've already written a symbols workshop, and I'd really like to do that one. It's about major arcana, and that one's probably like a 2 to 3 hour kind of course. So that'll be more of like a one course.
Okay.
But I'll definitely keep you in the loop for like, all future workshops when we kind of like restart the cycle again.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Beautiful. Well, great job, ladies. You guys are awesome. I'm so glad that Inner Psychic is coming out. And we still have 2 classes left. So we're going to expand on this. We're going to allow this to grow. And like, as your confidence builds, the trust will build too. That's what's beautiful. The more you do it, the better that you become. It's that easy. So your homework this week is to do a tarot spread for yourself or for somebody else. And even if it's just a 3-card spread, that's simple, right? And if you do it for yourself, I would recommend writing it down because it helps to get it out of your head. It puts it onto paper. It's the same thing when we're doing it for somebody else, like we're speaking. So you can, if you want to do a voice recording of it, that's totally fine too, whatever really works for you. And of course, if you have any questions or any concerns or anything comes up about the workshops, please drop me a line, okay? Awesome. Sweet. Well, that's all, folks. Lots of love to you all.
Thank you.
Yay. And until we meet again, I'll see you next week. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Blessings.